Hey guys, welcome back to the backlog. It's me, your man, Frozen Breeze, here once again for another one of those wild things we like to do called Let's Plays. Today, I'm here fulfilling somewhat of a promise. I said on my Discord server recently that I would try and play a classic Nintendo game. And well, I wanted to try and fulfill on that promise, but I didn't exactly want to play what other people wanted to play. Today, we're actually checking out the original Castlevania for the Nintendo. Now, Castlevania as a series is long and extremely prolific, but is a series that I have never actually touched upon on the channel at all. 1 second. Ooh. Sorry, my throat is currently trying to stab me right now, sickness and all. Oh boy. My stomach really doesn't like me right now. Either way, yes, Castlevania is an extremely long series that has existed ever since the original Nintendo, and is a series I sadly have never touched upon on the channel. In fact, I think in my entire life, I've never even beaten one of the Castlevania games. But if you've never heard of the series before, you've probably maybe heard of the fact that it got an anime adaptation a couple of years ago. I don't know if that anime adaptation was good or not. I never actually watched it. But going all the way back to 1987, there was pretty much nothing a part of its full timeline other than just the original game. Now, seeing as I'm playing this game, it does tend to show you that at some point I will be playing the rest of the series. I do at some point plan on playing kind of like a Castlevania marathon, though not anytime soon. I wanted to fulfill on a promise, and guess what? This is a Nintendo game that I wanted to play. So, for those of you that have absolutely no idea what in Castlevania is a series revolving around a bunch of people with whips going around and killing a singular vampire for a really, really, really long time, and is known as one of the hardest video game series that ever existed. Like I said, I've never beaten any of the games, but as a kid, I never grew up with any of the series. I think where I first learned about Castlevania was probably from like old YouTube videos and stuff like that, but I pretty much, I think, learned about most of the series from content creators like AVGN and some Call Me Johnny. I just didn't have any idea what a Castlevania was. You gotta remember, I grew up on like the Wii, PS2, and like GameCube era kind of stuff. And Castlevania didn't have an installment on the GameCube at all. Had one installment on the Wii that was an actual game that we'll get to that one at that point. And I didn't play many PS2 games outside of stuff like Sly Cooper and Sonic the Hedgehog. So I never really got to delve into this series when I was a kid. But as I got older, the series always seemed so interesting. I just never had the time to really play it. And well, I think this opportunity at least allows us a little bit of time to check it out. I had been recently watching videos about it, haven't been watching them for a little bit, but the idea of playing Castlevania was still in my mind, and guess what? That's what we're going to do this time. So, enough talking about all that stuff, let's get into it. So, as you can see, there's no real story to go over. We just hit start, and it begins. Alright, welcome to the game. I need to go ahead and move down the audio just a little bit so it's not blaring in your ear. But yeah, this is Castlevania. So, it's never actually described in the English manual, but pretty much we play as the character called Simon Belmont. He's one of the Belmont clan and are tasked to use this little shitty line, otherwise known as a whip, to kill Count Dracula. Now, in the English manual, that's not ever labeled. The only thing that you're told in the English manual is you gotta go kill Dracula. Now, we don't know why we have to kill Dracula, why it has to be Simon to do it, or what the fuck this line is. All we know, and I'm going to be as facetious as possible because I love being facetious because that's my entire character trait, is that this guy with weird-ass clothes and a whip needs to go kill Dracula. And that's all the context you're getting for this game, so fuck you. Either way, seeing as this is an original Nintendo game, and I'm actually playing this on real hardware, you can tell I'm playing this on real hardware because I have the big green line that shows up on all of my Nintendo playthroughs, because fuck me. Fuck me and having an old console and trying to convert it up to HD. But yeah, The controls for this are pretty goddamn basic. A jumps, B throws your goddamn whip left and right, and then you can crouch, and that's about it for now. Either way, the entire point is to walk to the right and kill everything that moves. So, that is indeed what we're going to do. Also, you got to go around and whip random objects. So the entire game, as you can see, is a 2D platformer. Now, seeing as this is the beginning of the entire series, shit is pretty goddamn basic. The story, extremely basic. Like I said, Simon Belmont needs to go kill Dracula because that's what Belmonts do. Who are the Belmonts and why are they the ones that have to do that? Who fucking knows at this point, but Simon is the one that needs to go fucking murder Dracula. Now you may be questioning, when does this take place? Why is Dracula here? And why the fuck am I attacking zombies? Well, you don't get to have any of that context because that didn't exist in this game. So, therefore, no idea. I don't know, and fuck all. So, who fucking knows? Oh, another piece is that if you hold up next to stairs, you'll walk up the stairs. And stairs are bullshit in this game, so I hope you're ready to deal with goddamn stairs. There's a fucking lot of them. But yeah, like I said, I first learned about the Castlevania series from, like, creators like Some Call Me Johnny, The Angry Video Game Nerd. I just had never run into it because as a kid, I didn't grow up with the original Nintendo era. But, you know, the nostalgia for that era, it was just fucking wild back in the late 2000s when I first discovered YouTube. So learning about stuff like this was pretty goddamn easy when I was a kid. But same time, I just had never experienced it before. I think the first time I experienced any of the Castlevania games, like actually playing them, might have been on emulator or maybe on Virtual Console for the original Wii. I didn't really know much about it, but I think the one I started with might have been the original Castlevania. And let me tell you, as a kid who was like 10 or something at the time, playing the first Castlevania as somebody who did not grow up with tough-as-nail video games like the original Nintendo era, this game kicked my fucking ass. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just gave up because it was too fucking hard. Well, as I come here as a 24-year-old man, I at least know a little bit more about the game and about how video games work in general, so I think I'm a little bit more qualified to play this game. But yeah, the entire series is based around, you know, killing Dracula, and a lot of that also has to do with killing random, like, you know, Hammer-era monster stuff. You're gonna see stuff like the Fishman, random zombies, fucking bats, random dogs that you need to kill. The entire series is pretty much just a fucking mashup of every kind of, like, basic-ass horror villain that you can ever come up with back in, like, the fucking 60s. So yeah, the entire point of the game, run around, stab everybody with a whip, try and get to the end, and slaughter Dracula. Now, I'm gonna see how easy that's going to be. I don't think it's gonna be all that easy at all, but, you know, trust that I have at least some type of confidence in myself. Trust on that stuff. But yeah, this series has become extremely prolific as it created an entire genre of video games and is still well beloved by many people to this day, even though it's been in, like, relative coma mode for a very, very, very long time. It was made by Konami, and you know that I'm not the biggest fan of Konami nowadays, but they've made some good shit, like the Metal Gear series, which I love the fuck out of Metal Gear. Even though I haven't played it in a really long time, but I love the fuck out of Metal Gear. I can't really think of many other Konami series, but yeah, I love the shit out of a lot of things they make, so therefore, you would think I would like a lot of Castlevania as well. Also, here's the first boss. Let's see. Hello. Get out of here, fucker. This is a Batman punishment. Time for a Batman punishment. Get the fuck over here, Batman. Anyway, here's another control thing I forgot about. If you hold on to this, well, we grabbed a couple of things during the beginning of the level, but you might have saw that I grabbed, like, a bunch of random items. Oh, I'm dead. Okay. I beat the boss, but I ran out of time. Gotta love timers in video games. Gotta love the fact that, you know, the game said, you're not going fast enough, die instead. You're not going fast enough, I want you to die. Great. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to deal with that goddamn timer. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this is the first boss. It is a giant bat. Now, you might think that this is goddamn Dracula. It is not Dracula. It is a random bat. But yeah, you get things called sub-weapons, which are this axe, that random bottle of water, that knife I found, and that stopwatch. All these items are going to be very important in the slaughter of Dracula and all of his friends, because you're not just dealing with Dracula, you're dealing with like a bunch of random people that hang out with him as well. So this random bat is included. This random jackass bat is now dead. But yeah, you use your sub-weapons like the axe, the holy water, and the timer by pressing up in the attack button. Also, that's the first level beaten already. Yeah, this game is very, 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 very short, so not gonna be that long. But you know, it exists. But yeah, sub-weapons, stuff like that bottle of water that we found, which is the holy water, the stopwatch, that fucking axe, and that random little knife are all called sub-weapons. And if you want to be able to use them, you just do up and the attack button. So up and B will allow you to do shit like throw this goddamn cross. But yeah, the series is all horror-based and has a bunch of different, like, you know, horror-based shit, as well as a bunch of religious-based stuff. So yeah, you use a cross to fucking kill people, which is goddamn metal as hell. But yeah, most definitely not something that Nintendo censors would have loved back then. I think they called this thing the fucking boomerang or something back then to try and, you know, be like, you know, the Americans, they love Jeebus. We can't have them throwing crosses at people, even though that's like metal as hell. It's metal as goddamn hell. They're not allowed to do that. But yeah, what was I talking about? This game is very short. I just beat the entire first level of the game while talking to you about random bullshit. Then again, isn't that what the fucking backlog's about? But yeah, either way, this game is going to kick me in the balls. It's already starting to kick me in the balls. But yeah, there's a lot of bullshit that happens in this game that is going to fuck me up mentally for a while. But yeah, the way that I first experienced Castlevania was probably on the Virtual Console when that was first coming out. So, like I said, I don't have much experience at all beating any of the games, but I've loved them since I was a kid just because of their atmosphere. And you know, I felt like it was about time to do it. But yeah, that first level, extremely quick. Levels are mostly just built up of basic platforming with 5 gajillion enemies that really don't like you. Like these guys. These are Medusa heads. Literally the worst fucking enemy in the game. And not for the reason that it sucks. It's for the reason that they don't like you. But yeah, I am back to doing that. Anyway, I gotta talk about some of the things that we got. So, I've been collecting these weird-ass red things, and you can probably tell that those are hearts. So, hearts, you may think, are Simon's health. No, everybody makes that comparison, but the hearts are actually Simon's ammo. If you want to use any of your sub-weapons, you need at least a couple of hearts in order to use them. So if I want to use something like this shitty knife, which is the worst sub-weapon in the game, I'll have you know, you need to have some kind of ammo, which is the hearts. So, as you can see, my heart gauge is going down the more I use my knife. So, any of the sub-weapons will take an amount of hearts. I think all of them, except for the stopwatch, require at least 1 heart to use. But yeah, if you lose all of that red bar on the left over there, that's your good old health meter. If that drops to 0, you are literally fucking dead. So, very fun. The P number over there is meant to be your live counter. So, if that falls below 0, game over and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a bunch of other power-ups I didn't talk about. Sometimes you'll drop, at least at the very beginning of levels, you will drop this weird-looking whip thing. It usually glows and looks like a stick with a ball on it. Those are actually whip upgrades. As you saw at the beginning, our whip was actually like this weird little white line, and then it turned into this ball, and then it turned into an even bigger ball the more I picked up those glowing sticks. And the more glowing sticks you pick up, the stronger your whip is. I don't know if it'll do more damage, but it most definitely increases the range of the thing. So, usually in order to get any of those power-ups, like a sub-weapon, hearts, or a whip upgrade, you're gonna have to whip these goddamn candles that are all over the place. These are the things that give you, like, random items that you're going to need. Also, I'm just running out the clock by sitting here like a fucking idiot. But yeah, that's how you get the power-ups and stuff like that. Very fun. Also, yeah, anytime you fall down a pit, that is insta-death. Have fucking fun. This game should be called Have Fucking Fun, the video game. But yeah, this game gets really fucking tough. But yeah, other than that, up or below the health meter is the enemy meter, and that just pretty much tells you how much health do the bosses have. So that just represents boss health. You probably already saw that when I was beating the fuck out of the bat. But yeah, the first level boss is horribly easy and is literally just a goddamn bat. Goddamn bat. But yeah, these Medusa head motherfuckers, they're not good. I don't like them. I don't think anybody likes them in this series. They're Medusa heads. They're heads of Medusa. And the worst thing about this game is the fact that Simon has a really weird ability to be gravitationally attracted to bottomless pits. So if you ever get hit by an enemy, they will knock you into a pit, and that won't feel very good. But yeah, entire game, you just gotta go around, you gotta kill bad guys. But yeah, what else am I forgetting about? I don't know. What am I forgetting? I think I've acquired a lot of things. Oh yeah, sometimes if you whip random pieces of the wall, what looks like a fucking, I don't know, like a drumstick drops out. It's not a chicken drumstick. They're supposed to be pork chops. Don't ask why they're in walls. Wouldn't be able to tell you. Also, this is me using the stopwatch to avoid the Medusas a little bit. I really don't like the Medusas. I really don't like the Medusas, so therefore I'm going to do anything in my power to avoid them. But yeah. Sometimes if you whip into a wall, you'll find a piece of meat, and that'll just fill up your health. And that's the only way that you can get your health back, other than dying. But yeah, first level, easy as fuck, but you can already see how this game gets a little bit more bullshit as it goes along. Insta-death right there. Yeah, anytime you game over, you can just hit continue, and it'll start you at the beginning of the last level that you started on. So, in that case, it starts me all the way here. Nice thing is, you got infinite continues in this game. So, you can game over like a million different times, and you don't really got to worry about the inconveniences that has on yourself. So, as long as you got enough perseverance, and you believe in yourself, you'll usually be able to beat this game. Like I said, I've never beaten it before, but I did take a test playthrough just on my own time, and I got pretty far. Love that knockback. But yeah, we're going to try and see how far I can go. But with the advent of infinite continues, I will theoretically beat the game. As long as I have enough heart and don't get too pissed off, I'll theoretically beat Castlevania 1. I just hope so. But yeah, other than that, I think I've explained most things. One thing that's weird is you look in the top right, it says Stage 04. You may be wondering, like, we only beat Stage 1. Why are we on Stage 4? Well, stages aren't the same thing as levels in this game. Levels refer to, like, pieces of a stage that you've been able to get through. So each stage, or each level, I should say, is made up of, like, two different, like, what is it called? Or three different stages. So 3 stages make one level, and the stages just refer to how many different pieces of the level that you've been through. Like, each screen, or at least usually each screen will refer to a, what is it called? A stage at least. So I'm getting better. I'm learning. Frozen Breeze is finally frozen learning. Fuck. Ooh, damn, that was tight. Sonic once said, that was tight. Holy fuck, I don't know how the hell I did that, but that was fucking awesome. Leave me alone, Medusas. Leave me alone. You pieces of fuck. But either way, each stage transition is pretty much cut up by those doors, and there are about 18 stages in the game. So that pretty much means if there's 3 stages per, there is at least, 6 levels in the game. So yeah, game's quite short. But if you're wondering why it says stage 6 when we've only, like, beaten, like, level 1, that's the reason why. These guys are insta-kills. Just be careful. Bees careful. Let me see. Watch these guys' patterns and make sure you don't get fucking cut off. But yeah, pretty much, there is not a massive amount of complications to the gameplay. All you gotta do is get to the end and fucking kill the bad guy, and you get to be slightly alive. Why can't I jump? Like, why can't I jump? There we go. That bat's gonna get me. It was gonna get me, and then I said, nah. But yeah, one of the weirdest thing about these games, is the fact that sub-weapons aren't always going to be helpful. If you remember, I used that stupid knife That knife is actually the worst weapon in the game and should be avoided at all costs. So if you're using it, I don't recommend being alive anymore. If you're using it, I don't recommend your existence. But yeah, some weapons are going to be way better than others. Like the cross is usually going to be one of the best weapons in the game, where the knife is most definitely pretty goddamn shit. Let's see. But yeah, you're gonna see which ones are most useful just by the fact if I start swearing uncontrollably if I have to use one or not. But yeah, get to the end of the stage and do real good. Do real good. Don't die. Find the meat. Find that goddamn pork chop. Here's something cool. This is called the double shot. You sometimes get these items after, like, whipping random candles, but I think you can also just get them from, like, hitting, like, killing enough enemies in a row, I believe? At least I think so. Oh boy, we're catching up on another boss. Le boss is coming. Hey, how you doing, Jim Regard? Anyway, there's the real Medusa. The double shot I just got, all it does is make it so I can use sub-weapons multiple different times. That didn't help me because I'm dead now, but whatever. Yeah, each time you come back after a game over, you will come back on that specific stage, so don't worry about having to, like, do the older stuff again, but do have to worry about the fact that, you know, you now don't have whatever sub-weapon you had. I wanted that sub-weapon that gets dropped from there. I think a sub-weapon gets dropped from there. Gotta love that. Gotta love the fact that there are insta-kill spikes in the game. Come on, I'm trying to get up there, damn it. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to whip that. Doink. There we go. I'm just scared of just about everything in this game. But yeah, beware of insta-kill spikes. They're not going to be happy for you. I won't be happy for you if you're dead. Though I might be. It depends. Alright, there we go. But yeah, there's not much more to say about the story or gameplay for now until we get to later things that, you know, help us learn a little bit more about that stuff. But all I have to say for now is get to the end, kill the bosses. You have infinite tries if you have big enough balls. If you got big enough balls, you can make it through this game. I just don't have very big balls to admit. To admit, I made it through there, but still. Also, yeah, you can jump up here on the scoreboard. I guess I didn't even try jumping up here. I mean, not that you would really need to, but still. Anyway, I guess I could talk a little bit more about how fucked up my original Nintendo is. As you can see, that weird-ass green line that's on top of my stuff, that just kind of shows up each and every time I try and run my original Nintendo through, like, a upscaler. It kind of just does that. I don't know if it's just my original Nintendo fucking up, or it's this upscaler. I have no clue, but it is sad. Anyway, time to try and deal with Medusa. She only wakes up after you've touched the door, and she hurts! Jesus! Leave me alone! Leave me the fuck alone! Spam whip! Spam the whip! Spam the whip! Throw me the whip! Throw me the whip! God damn it! There you go. I don't know why I started making Indiana Jones references. It's uncontrolled. Either way, that's level 2 done. Yeah, your score is, well, it's a part of the whole old Nintendo thing. You've got to deal with a score. The score in most old Nintendo games don't really do anything, but the nice thing about the score here in Castlevania is that after getting a certain amount of score, you'll actually get an extra life. So if you've been wondering, how the hell do you get lives? You're going to get them from your score. Oh, these guys suck. I hate these guys. Hunchback. I can pretty much, I think I can name most enemies in these games, but I'll tell you, pretty much all of them are going to be bullshit. So be aware of that. Be very, very aware of that. Fuck off. Fuck off. Most enemies are dicks with really shitty patterns that are always going to fuck you over. So just be aware of that. I don't know how many stages I'm going to be able to beat in one episode. This is going to be a relatively short playthrough. It's probably, I don't even know, maybe 3 parts. That's my theory. This is not going to be like a 5-part extravaganza. It's going to be a relatively short game, but that's kind of the fun of it. I like shorter games sometimes. Sometimes they help me chill. Then you got to chill. Let's see. Either way, one of the worst parts of the entire Castlevania series is going to be bottomless pits. Because it doesn't matter what happens, the knockback is going to throw you instantly into a pit, and that is not going to be okay. One nice thing is that on stairs, for some reason, Simon just doesn't take knockback. So, if you don't want to take knockback, I guess just, I don't know, shove yourself onto fucking upholstery. I don't really know. But it's not always going to be the most fun, I tell ye. I tell ye, not always the most fun when it goes like that. Here's holy water. I didn't even show off that yet. This is holy water. It burns the fucking ground and leaves a little bit of an area and effect. A fairy of effect. Let's see. Oh, shit. I love Medusa heads. Go away. Go away. I'm leaving. Frozen Breeze is leaving the building, and you're staying here. You're staying here because he doesn't want to deal with you. Oh, stopwatch. Sometimes they'll place, like, sub-weapons inside of stages to be traps. Like I said earlier, the knife is not very well liked because of it being shitty. Sometimes the game will just throw a knife in front of you, even though they've given you a perfectly good power-up at the beginning, maybe the holy water or whatever, and they'll just fuck you over by shoving that in your hand. You're like, I don't really want this, but now you got this. So yeah, watch out for that. The stopwatch is only really good for platforming. I think it only, as an offensive technique, only works against one boss, and we already beat that boss, so we don't have to worry too much about that. I need my second whip, damn it. Fuck you. Fuck you, I'm leaving. Simon is now leaving the building. But yeah, a little bit more about the story. Dracula's castle is called Castlevania. And that's, I mean, it's kind of weird. Yeah, that's what the game is named after. It's not named after Dracula, it's named after the fact it's named after his building. It's like if Nintendo was named after their goddamn address or something like that. Weird. But yeah. The series is named after the building that he lives in. And, well, this building is going to become extremely important in later games in the series, which, like I said, I plan on playing a lot of the later games in the series. But just, you know, we have to climb through Dracula's castle that has all of his little friends, and we gotta not die. And I've died many times already, so we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I might need to lower the music a bit more. I don't want it to be too loud for you guys. I don't want to break your assholes. But yeah, look at that little bit of a visual glitch from my Nintendo being sucky. Sucky ducky. Oh boy. But yeah, there's a lot of different, like, what is it called? I have no clue. Secrets about this game that I don't have, like, any knowledge of. Like, there's, like, places where you can find those pork chops, like, really easily, but I don't know much of anything about the secrets of this game. So, yeah, that's going to be a bit of a problem. So I won't know where, like, to get healing items and stuff like that. So if I'm usually dead and you guys are telling me, like, oh, there was a health item right there. Frozen won't know. Oh, God, I'm barely alive. Go away, jumping skeleton piece of shit. Oh, boy. There it is. There's Dracula's keep. There's Dracula's fucking dick sucker. Otherwise known as Medusa. Now I just gotta get through this without getting my ass beat. We shall see. The Hunchback / Fleamen are going to be some of the worst to deal with. Also, I need to make sure that I hold on to this holy water the entire fucking level. So that means never dying. We will never die. We will live forever. I didn't say that. I said we would live longer. Also, I guess when you get knocked back into the top of a, like, thing, it doesn't actually knock you back. That's an interesting thing to learn about. Oh, boy. Let's see, I wish I could also... One funny thing I could do right now is, like, search up Castlevania pork chop location. So now, even if I don't have all the secrets, I can find all the pork chops. I just need, like, a list. I don't want, like... Everything. Wow, AI found me a list, but it's only for a couple of the stages. Like, wow. Good. I'm like, good. Is there any other? Can I just look up at locations? I need to see. Where is my pork chop? I'm hungry. Frozen Breeze is hungry. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so now I know where the pork chops are in case I actually needed to look for them. Either way, I'd like to at least complete this level by the end of the episode. Like I said, not going to be a very long playthrough, but we at least want to get as much done as possible as we can to make it fun. Bye, bat. Not a bat, that's a crow. That's the crow from the movie that killed the guy. I've never seen the crow. All I've known is that the main actor of it died during stunt filming or something like that. It's real sad. Real sad. It was actually Russell Crowe's life story. That's what happened to Russell Crowe's life story. Just jumped off a fucking ledge. He was like, I don't want to listen to Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe. Who is Russell Crowe? Wasn't that the guy that was Harry Potter? Is that somebody else? I think that might have been somebody else. Who is Russell Crowe? Russell Crowe. Yeah, that's somebody completely different. He was in Gladiator and Kraven the Hunter. Great repertoire. Who is Harry Potter? Who is Harrison Ford Potter? Harry Potter's fat dick. Who's the actor? Who is actor? No. I'm trying to figure out who the actor is for it. Daniel Radcliffe. That is so much different than I thought. Okay. I don't know why we were thinking about that. We just wasted a lot of the time trying to figure out who Russell Crowe was. Russell Crowe. We don't want to talk about him. I don't know why. I don't know. I heard he was crazy, but I was crazy once. And they locked me in a rubber room full of rubber rats, and then they told me that you're not allowed to go to Subway anymore. And I said, hallelujah. Anyway, I'm doing pretty well. I'm holding my water. My water is mine. No one's allowed to have it. God damn it. I said I needed this, and then I was just like, fuck it. Drop it on the ground. You know, kill me. Kill me, bone statue. I don't have anything to live for anymore. I lost my holy water, which was literally going to make the boss easy as fuck, but... Yeah, kill me, Crow. Kill me, Russell Crowe. It's the only fucking way. Now I'll have a stopwatch that doesn't do anything, because the stopwatch just stops time. The problem is, it doesn't do that during bosses. It does nothing. I don't think it even has a purpose during bosses. Jesus. Always those goddamn Medusa heads. And goddamn motherfuckers. Give me that. Give me that. Let me see. Come on. I'm like trying to avoid the fucking Medusa head. This is the fun of Castlevania, being really bad at the game and dying uncontrollably. Yep. And there's my best friend, the stopwatch. So I'll have to remember if I die again, that's where the stopwatch is, and I should stop fucking taking it. Because we don't want it. It doesn't do anything. Unless it doesn't do anything for us right now. And there we go. I wish I could aim up. I cannot. Fucking hell. Ever had dive bombing crows? Maybe that's why I'm thinking about Russell Crowe. I don't like the fucking crows in this game. I don't like them. Therefore, I think that I hate them. Therefore, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Who will get that Sonic reference? I don't know, man. Somebody will. Somebody's gonna be like, I hate you. Bye. They kind of look like bats if you squint really hard and don't think about it. If you squint really hard and don't think at all. Yeah, the nice thing about this is that I can whip the bone towers like projectiles. If I do it in the right intervals of hitting things, then I can. Man, I got this really tiny fucking whip. I got the tiny pimp whip. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Fuck. Oh shit, fuck. You see that? You see that shit? You seeing that shit? How the fuck am I supposed to fight that? How the fuck am I supposed to fight that? Who knows? When my whip is as tiny as Simon's dick. One. Fuck! Gotta love jank. Gotta love jank. One health. One health. Please die. I can't even whip you from over here. There we go. I know there's a crow. There's one last crow. It's what got me last time. No, it's a Medusa head. That's what it was. Fuck. Medusa heads and the bone tower. You're going to the bone zone, Randy. Bone size, Randy. God damn. It's like, you want to jump in front of a goddamn moving train? Yes. There's another power-up. That's the invincibility power-up. Just allows you to blink. Allows you to blink really quickly. I wish I could just dodge underneath the bone tower, but I can't. Come on. Die, 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 die. Die, 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 die. That reminds me of fucking Overwatch. Never played the game. I always thought the game was ass. There you go. So I gotta remember, there's a bunch of Medusa heads and a bone tower at the end. Oh, damn. They got me. They fucking got me. And what the fuck am I supposed to do here? Hope. Hope. Hope has failed. Anyway, there's the boss. Damn, I don't think they gave me the knife. Doink. There we go. Got some health. Either way, this is the boss of stage 3. This is the mummy. I don't think I've ever beaten him before. But there's 2 of them, and if you can get them all... Damn, I am fucking murdering them. I am murder-sizing them, damn. Whip OP. What can I say? Whip OP. Also, I forgot to talk about it, but the music in this game is fucking classic. The music in this game is fucking amazing, and I don't really have much else to say to that. They've got amazing fucking themes, so... But damn. I thought that was going to be a little tougher. I thought that was going to be a little bit tougher. But I kicked his ass on my first attempt. All I did was whip him. Damn. Simon fell to hell. Either way, I'm probably going to end this episode here. So, I don't know. Is the next episode going to be the last episode of the original Castlevania? It's most definitely possible, but we'll have to see. So, next time on Castlevania, we might just have to go kill Dracula. And before I end this episode, I want to thank all of my YouTube members, including the True Epsilons, Shiolia Leo, the Disciples of Epsilon, Dominic Jones, Darcy Lanfranco, Cloud Eon Void Dark, Shell and Hummus, Crimson's Alt, Kokiri, and Yuki. The Epsilon Sage, Phoenix. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't stay afloat. So, thanks for all the support, and I'll see you guys next time.